If you'd like to come along for another photo adventure using the Nikon D3400 and the standard 18 to 55 kit lens, then stay tuned, this video is for you. You might be asking, where am I at? Well, I'm in the great city of Savannah in the great state of Georgia. Now, this was kind of a last-minute trip, but I had the opportunity to come down with my older daughter, and she was in another video that I created earlier this year, maybe it was last year. But it's always good to spend time with your children if you're a parent and you have that opportunity. So that's what I'm doing over the next few days. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I thought grab the camera gear and invite you along. So let me just level set like I do in the other videos. We got in last night and we went to a Mexican restaurant, which I'm going to show just a little video of right now. It's called Tequila's Town Mexican something restaurant. We'll go with that. My daughter's sitting off to the side here. So it was actually a great restaurant. They had some great food right there. And it looks like the nightlife here is pretty interesting. We may see if we can get out tonight and see some of that as well. But we had a good time last night at that restaurant, walking around a little bit. So we're up this morning and we're just going to check out the sights of Savannah and see what kind of images and we can capture and memories we can make, because that's what it's all about. It's really just about having some fun and getting out and enjoying ourselves. So what do I have with me? Well, again, like in my other videos, I have this trusty Nikon D3400 along with the standard 18 to 55 kit lens. Now, I've had this camera for the better part of the last maybe 5 or 6 years, maybe 7 years. Some of you have been following me for that long, and you know that I featured this camera body in many of those videos. It's really been beat up over the course of time. You can see that the battery compartment's busted off here, and I'm starting to have some issues with the exposure on it, but I just use the exposure compensation, and I'm going to shoot in RAW like I do in my other videos. That allows me to do the post-processing, and I will do some of that post-processing to convert it to JPEG so I can show it in the video. So with all that said, let's just go out. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'll finish up with a few final thoughts. I invite you to take a break from your daily lives, sit back, and enjoy this.
Fill out all the spaces, feet are numb from lack of blood, and hands are slowly shaking, falling off. Not measuring the distance, what we built comes crumbling down with little or no resistance. Hold your own, ropes will hold your soul. Hope will grow, no, you're not alone. I'm trying to come home.
Pressure. I lift my eyes and follow lines. My mind begins to measure to the road. Strength replaces tears now. Painful marks felt in the dark. It faded far from fear now.
Hold your own, rope will hold your soul. Hope will grow, no, you're not alone. I'm trying to come home. I'm trying to come home. Break down these walls. Break down these walls. Break down these walls. break down these walls. I'm trying to come home. I'm trying to come home. I know every inch of space here. Feet are strong from pressing on, and hands remain unshaken, holding on to all I've overcome now. Life now lies on either side. My mind can sense the sun now.
To sleep, stay awake in between, so hollow. She told me that's amusing. You can choose to let it go and everything will follow. As she opened up the door, said walk like this, move left and right on a candy trip. We're off tonight, so mellow, like Jello. Just take it slow. Just like kids sipping lemonade, so yellow, like Jello. It's like a movie, but I don't wanna slip like Othello. So you might as well let go. And she keeps me wanting more. Said walk like this, move left and right on a candy trip. We were off tonight, so mellow, like Jello. Just take it slow like a holiday. We'll be just like kids sipping lemonade, so yellow, like Jello.
We made it back from that trip to Savannah with a quick pit stop in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where we stopped off to see Ruby Falls. Now, I posted some of those photos at the tail end of that last video clip, and I hope you enjoyed those. Had a great time down in Chattanooga and also down in Savannah. A lot of history in Savannah. If you haven't been to that part of the country, I would advise to go there and just really take it all in. Now, this trip was about spending time with my daughter. I didn't grab a lot of shots, and I'm aware of that, but I really enjoyed that time with my daughter, and that's really what it's all about. Now, we did have a challenge when we came out of Ruby Falls. We walked up on our vehicle, and I was stepping on glass, and I knew right away there was a problem. So what we were quick to discover is that our car was broken into. We were the victims of smash and grab. And if you're not familiar with that, that's basically where if there's a valuable that might be left on the seat, maybe it's the driver's seat or the passenger seat, it could be a purse or a wallet or something like that, a thief might come along and decide they're just going to break the window out, they're going to lean in, grab whatever it is, and go. It's meant to be very, very quick. Now, in this particular case, my daughter had a backpack in the vehicle, but it was on the floor of the passenger seat. And not only that, but it was mostly covered by a blanket. I don't think we were the intended targets. Instead, I think it was the vehicle next to us because that person had a purse on the passenger seat, their window was busted out, and inside that purse was a weapon. So that's even more concerning. But these things happen, and what I would say about this is wherever you go and whatever you do, if you're out taking photos, just know the area. when I drove into Chattanooga. It was at night. I didn't know the area really well. Ruby Falls seems to be nice, but I later discovered that they've also had a rash of these smash and grabs. So you just got to be careful. If you have any kind of valuable in your vehicle, if you have a trunk, try to put it in there. I didn't have a trunk. You could try to cover some of that up with a blanket, I guess, or something like that. Again, I think we were just kind of secondary as the thief was going by and grabbed our stuff. But nonetheless, you know, you put that in with going to Savannah and seeing Ruby Falls, and it makes the whole thing very memorable. You know, I always like to take good out of things. So in this particular case, spending time with my daughter and visiting Savannah and Ruby Falls, it was just really, really awesome. I'd like to think whoever grabbed that backpack and all the stuff that was in it, perhaps they needed it more so than what we did. I don't know, but I'm trying to see the good of it, right? Unfortunately, I wasn't able to fix the glass in Chattanooga because there was no one to do it, nor Nashville, which is a couple hours north as we were driving back to Indianapolis. So we had a pretty cold ride all the way back. It's about a 7-hour drive back. It's kind of funny. I mean, at least it was dry and it was sunny, so we had that going for us. And like I say, just a really good time here overall, I think. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. It's called Real World. More often than not, I post videos about photography and technology, but you never know. So until the next video, take care of yourself and be safe.